Hello and welcome to Reginald ESQ. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Tier 7 American tank destroyer, premium tank destroyer, the T28 HTC. The HTC stands for, I think, Heavy Tank Concept, but it's actually a tank destroyer, so people just call it the T28 Concept. Anyway, is it any good? Yes and no. It's good if your opponents don't really know much about the tank. If they know the weak spots of the tank, then it's not that great. If they don't know the weak spots of the tank, then it's an absolute beast. And if you're having games where people don't know, which it seems to be at the moment, the people I'm playing against don't know how to shoot this tank. And I'm having great games in it, like phenomenal games in it, but I know there's glaring weaknesses in it. You can hide the weaknesses to a certain extent sometimes, but if they know what they're doing, they'll blow you away most of the time. But at the moment they don't know, so if you've got one of these, it might be time to dust it off and take it out. How do you get one? Well, you do the campaign missions. So T28 Concept is the one, so you get the Stug 4 when you complete the first one, you get the T28 Concept when you complete the second one. So yeah, that's how you get it. And it doesn't give you extra credits like most premium tanks. I think it just gives you a bit of extra XP for your crew. Now I have my crew out of my T110 E4, Tier 10 American Tank Destroyer crew. So the commander has 6 cents concealment and is working on repairs. This guy has concealment, repairs, working on firefighting. This guy has clutch breaking, concealment, and working on repairs. This guy has concealment, repairs, working on firefighting. And this guy has concealment, repairs, and working on firefighting. So that's the crew for you. To the actual vehicle, I have an enhanced gun lane drive fitted. I have gun rammer fitted, so speeding up our aiming and our load time. And I have vents fitted to also speed up the aiming time and load time. I primarily focused on treating this as a well-armoured tank, and I just wanted to keep the gun firing, basically. Let's have a look at the tank comparison now. So in this comparison, I have all premium tanks except for the last one, which is the T28 AT, which is the American non-premium tank destroyer, which I really liked. Haven't played it since they did the great TD nerf, but it was a fantastic TD, so I included that in there for a bit of a comparison. But we've got the T28 HTC, which is the one we're reviewing. We also have the AT-15A, similar type of tank, what they call a breakthrough tank destroyer, heavily armoured, designed to break, go down the streets. They have the SU-12244, the Russian, and we have a German one here, the Steyr WT. There are a couple of others around at this tier. Not a lot, but there's, well, actually I suppose there's a few. Anyway, let's get into it. DPM is the worst compared to these. Penetration of 181 is quite adequate, I found it. It's a bit low for a tier 7 tank destroyer, but I found it fine. For example, if you're driving an IS, Russian heavy tank, that has a penetration of about, I think it's 175, or it used to, unless they've buffed it recently. So 181 is fine for a tier 7 tank. These guys are a little bit lower. The Australia here has 203 and 198 on the T25 AT, which I never had a problem with that. So I don't fire any premium, and I never had a problem with the 181 penetration. It does struggle a little bit at tier 9, but really I didn't have a problem with it. 320 damage is really good, same as the T25 AT actually. The Australia 240, 390 is big damage on the SU-122, but it really pays for it with a long aim time. And the AT-15 only has the 150 damage with its smaller gun, but it does have a pretty high rate of fire. Speaking of rate of fire, we reload in 10 seconds, although you can get that down, of course. 4.3 seconds for the AT-15, very high rate of fire. 8, 7.2 and 9.1. So 10 is, yeah, it's the longest of the bunch, but it's not too bad. In comparing the gun on the T25 AT is just all around a better gun than the T28 HTC. But it's not as well armoured as this tank, so I guess it's fair enough. Same caliber of gun, 105. Shell velocity of 872 is okay, but it's not great. The best of the bunch is the Stray here with 1000. Ammo capacity of 60 is more than you will probably ever need. Aim time of 2.3 seconds is not bad. 1.9 on the AT, 2.9 on the SU, which has the big damage but long aim time. Australia has 1.9, which is pretty darn good, but the T28 AT has 1.7. So when you consider that it has pretty much the same gun, same pen, same damage, or better pen, same damage, has a better reload time and a much quicker aim time, the T28 AT is all round just better. Even has better dispersion than the T28 as well, with 0.4 here. However, there's something that still makes it good, I think, and that is the armor. So the others, dispersions, well, dispersions don't mean much anyway, so let's have a look here. As far as the dispersion after shooting and stuff, it's about average. The AT-15A is terrible, but our tank's about average. Elevation of 15 degrees isn't very good. The AT is worse. The SU is not that good either. Gun depression is pretty bad, 4.4 degrees. The others are really good except for the SU, which only has 4 as well. The others are 8 and 10. Gun traverse, though, from side to side is excellent with 30 degrees to either side. The AT is very good as well with 25. The others aren't that good except for Australia has 180, of course, because it's almost, can point right to the side. But I found the gun depression is good and allows you to angle the tank. The gun traverse is good, allows you to angle the tank, angle your armor and fire, which is very good. 29 forward speed is pretty good considering how heavily the tank is armored and how heavy the tank is. It doesn't feel too slow. It feels okay, very similar to a big heavy tank. It's not too bad. The AT, of course, is very slow at 20. The others are in general much quicker, especially that T28 AT. Reverse speed of 10 is okay, but these other two guys up here, the AT in Australia, are much quicker at 15. Weight of 70 tonne is huge. The next heaviest is the AT-15A at 65. So this is a really heavy tank, and if you ram anyone, you're going to do massive damage to them if you can get enough speed up. It does have terrible track traverse, so ramming people isn't easy. All the terrain resistances on the tank are awful. So it does not handle well, doesn't turn well. The terrain resistance is just really, really bad. The track traverse is 18, which is horrible. Even the AT-15A has 24, so 18 is terrible. So it does turn really slowly. You really need to be, or preferably, you need to be near cover. You need to have buildings near you pretty much all the time if you possibly can. The armor is good, not as strong hull armor here as the AT-15A, and it does have major weaknesses. The AT-15A used to as well, but they've been recently buffed out. So if you're looking for the well-armored, the 15A might be the better choice, but this one has the better gun, I think. What else can we tell you about it that matters at the moment? The view range is really good, 370 meters. So it can pretty much spot for itself. I'm assuming that this thing came out about 2 years ago, I think. I'm not sure if that was before the great tank destroyer nerf, where they nerfed the view range of all of the tank destroyers and also nerfed the camouflage ability, remaining camouflage while shooting. So maybe they left it the same on this tank. So yeah, anyway, there you go. That's about all there is to say. Radio range is adequate. It's short, but it's adequate. 1,000 per round adds up. So now we'll have a quick look at the armor. If you look at the gun traverse here, you can see it really can point. Look at that. So that's pointing at us now. Look how much we can angle the tank. In fact, that's more than you would actually want to angle this tank. You want to angle it about, if we look at the side here, we get about the same height as the gun. That's ricochet, a bit more than that. It starts to lose its ricochet, I think. I'm going to take the hybrid off because it's actually making it too difficult to see. So here, you can see it's 180 here, which is a bit too easy to pen, so I want to get rid of that. That's it. That's a ricochet there now. So the front is 203 millimeters, this front plate. And if you angle it like this, you're getting about 215 to 220, 230 out of it. It's pretty good. This plate here is thin at 63 or 50 to 63, but it's very well sloped. Same with the lower plate, unless you're popping over a hill, which you won't do too much in this with only 4.4 degrees of gun depression. You'll probably want to avoid hills actually altogether. The front of the tank is pretty well armoured with 203 as well, like the whole sort of frontal turret area, and this mantlet is over 203 as well. So very hard to penetrate frontally. The top of the tank, the very top is only 25 millimeters, but it's dead flat, so you can't really shoot it. This little area here slopes, this yellow area, which is 100 mils. It's generally speaking ricochet, although we're getting a shot on it now, but we're a bit higher than the tank here. So it's normally ricochet. If you are tall though, you may actually be able to shoot into it. these areas here are strengthened, which is great for when you're angled. You can see there it's 177, but it does come up really well. It's well rounded. Now onto the severe weaknesses of this tank. So if you are fighting this tank, these are turrets on the rear, these two side turrets, and they are the weakness. So even if I'm angled here like this, where I've got, you know, pretty much ricochet here, look at that, 110 millimeters. So it varies from about 110 to about 150 all the way around these turrets. So just shoot those if you need to. Even if the tank is directly facing you front on and you think, oh no, I can't pin it anywhere, look at that, 100 mils. Just bang into these turrets and you'll shoot it all the time. But what you are about to witness in the gameplay I'm going to show you is that not many people drive this tank because of those weaknesses. If you know about them, it's easy to pin. And so nobody's driving it. And because nobody's driving it, a lot of the people playing don't know where the weaknesses are. And they just don't shoot them. The other thing is you can use buildings. And this is why I say you need to be near buildings. If you come out and just poke the front half of your tank past the building, you've got great gun depression, so you can still aim. So you can just poke this part out, still aim your gun, and not let them see this part. So your tank actually protects that side, and the building protects this side. And you'll see that in some of the gameplay I do pop out like that, and I don't bother side scraping. Side scraping won't work against someone who knows what they're doing. Against someone who doesn't know, it can work. I sometimes side scrape a little bit and then wiggle a little bit just to throw them off hitting the side. Anyway, you'll see that. The sides themselves, yeah, 100 millimeters. The rear is 50 mils, so it's good protection from arty at the back. The top though is not too good, 25 mils, so arty can hit you there. And it's about a 63 at the front. So frontally you're well protected from artillery. Spaced armor on the tracks also helps against arty. We've got 58 millimeters, so 50 millimeters of spaced armor over the 101 armor underneath, which is pretty darn good. So very well armored. You can treat this like a frontline tank destroyer. A little bit hard against tier 9s, but does well against everybody else unless they just start spamming gold at you, which, hey, that can happen in any tank. The map is Lakeville. We're top tier, tier 7 games, so it's 3 tier 7s, so it's a 3, 5, 7, is that what they call the matchmaking? I'm heading for town because this thing has no gun depression. There's no point going to the valley, which really does need gun depression. So I'm heading straight for town. As you can see, it's not actually that slow in a straight line. We're 26, that's fine when you consider we're on grass and everything. I'm more than happy with the way this tank moves for considering the armour it has and all that. Now you notice here I'm getting a really good ping. It's bouncing between 11 and 40 or something like that. It's all over the joint, or I even get down to 5 there for a second. But in my area, I'm in Australia, we don't have net neutrality here, and I believe they're getting rid of it in the US as well. But what happens here, after about 6, everyone starts watching Netflix, and by 8 PM in my area, even though I'm on cable, my internet basically stops, and I can't even watch a 1080p video on YouTube without it having to constantly stop and buffer. So yeah, the internet is terrible. So I can't really play World of Tanks at night because it just, I get rubber banding all over the place and there's tanks bouncing around all over the map, and so yeah, I have to pretty much play on the weekends during the day, which is what it is today. Today's Saturday, but it's just started getting late now, and like I can't play anymore now. It's after 6, and I've had to stop because my ping has just gone through the roof. So my ping now is over 300 to give you an idea. Anyway, so we're motoring along. I'm just going to speed this up to 2 times, just a little bit. Just to speed this up, I'll go back to normal speed now. So really what I'm doing is I'm going in like this is like a mouse or something, right? I'm just going like this is hugely armed. So he just bounces the one off. We put one in 370, which is a great roll for us. He bounces another one, or somebody bounces it. Waiting to reload my shell, I decided to go for the other guy because I could see that guy was going to pull out of the way in time. Now we did get tracked there, but I used my repair kit. Main reason I wanted to use my repair kit was I didn't like the angle I was on, and I knew that tiger was going to pop out. That guy makes the mistake of pulling out in front of my gun. Now the tiger has a shot, bounces. Where is he shooting? Let's have a look, see if we can see where he's shooting. Yeah, lower plate. They're going for that main frontal plate, which is pretty much impenetrable. So we just blocked another couple of shots, although someone did get my ammo rack, and my ammo rack was damaged even though I don't know how that works. And you can see we're getting gold fighters. The KV-85 is firing APCR at us. So I'm a bit worried if I come around the corner, Sco just bounced off me. Can't resist shooting that. I think it was a Lux, wasn't it? Right. Okay, so we get hit there. The Jag Panzer 4 bounced off us. I think the artillery is what hit us just there. We got a 3601H, not a bad tank. I think I reviewed that a while back. I'm pretty sure I liked it. I go for his track and we do get the front wheel. I was aiming for the front wheel and we got it. So he's now tracked there. So we've just got some assistance damage there. Just waiting for the reload and boom. Now I think that's a pretty quick reload. Now I noticed the KV-85 is coming up behind. I don't know if he's going to make it around or not, but I don't want to take a chance. So I decided to just come around and see if I can get this Skoda from the back. We obviously, there's the Jag Panzer's obviously on the other side of the river, and he's just fired at us and bounced. So yeah, everyone just seems to shoot at the middle of this tank. I think about just heading straight over there and trying to spot the that Jag Panzer 4, whatever it is, tank destroyer, but I think no, I'll just get stuck there and then I won't be able to turn or do anything. I think about going down there again, but you can see me thinking about it, but I've changed now. I'm going to keep going up. I'm hoping I will get a shot on it, but I want to get a bit further up first so that I don't sort of, if it sort of, they lose spot of it, I don't get shot in the side by if I dare try and move forward after that. So I've got a shot here. I decided to rush over because he was moving forward, but now he's stopped, so I'm waiting for the reload, and he's gone. Darn it. And there was another tank just there as well, but he's dead. We kind of missed a bit of an opportunity there, but anyway. I might just speed this up to 2 times for a second, guys. Okay, there's a grill. I'm going to normal speed now, see if we can get a shot. I take a sort of a bit of a clutch shot, I guess, but we don't hit. This thing, you kind of need to aim. So the Jag Panzer there shoots the Panzer 4. I'm kind of not too worried because I think, you know what, he's going to shoot him before he shoots me because the Jag Panzer 4 is an easier target. So anyway, take my time. I didn't fully aim. I fired, but we still hit him. The artillery does 314 damage to us there, so that was a good shot from that GW Panther. And I think that's the first damage we've taken. No, it's not the first damage. The grill did 44 damage to us earlier. This wouldn't be a bad tank to put a spore liner on if you were worried about Artie hammering you all the time. Don't think we're going to get a shot at this GW Panther somehow. I think that's the end of the game. Always coming out. Can we get... Okay, I rushed the shot a little bit because I thought he was going to die and I missed. Game over. So that was a Class 1 game in the tank. We also got steel wall, high caliber, and I think that's cool headed. This is a screenshot and I can't sort of highlight it or anything. But anyway, lots of little badges and thingamajiggers. We finished on top for our team with 1,057 XP, so 1,057 is a Class 1 in the tank, 2,217 damage, which was a lot more than pretty much anybody else. 13 shots fired, 10 of them hit, 8 of them penetrated, which is, you expect that since we were top tier. Damage, we did 2,217. We received 24 hits, of which 2 penetrated, and those 2 that penetrated were HE from artillery, which didn't really penetrate. Thankfully. No, so look at how's that. 3,420 damage bounced. Now remember, you only need from 110 to 150 pen to pen this thing. So there you go. This is a tank where it does pay to wiggle, by the way. Enemy vehicles spotted 2, we damaged 6, destroying 4, 506 assistance damage, I think when we tracked that VH there. 21,000 profit isn't huge because this thing doesn't generate extra credits. It does generate, though, a bit of extra XP. So we got there 317 extra XP for that being a premium tank. We would have got 211 if we didn't have a premium account. So the map is mines. I'm actually going to move my map a little smaller. This is the side of the map in the game. I'm going to make it a bit smaller for ease of viewing pleasure. And it's not showing the tanks, it's showing the names. There we go, it's showing tanks. So top tier again, this time on mines, which is kind of it started in an unusual position. I wasn't kind of ready for it. But anyway, I'm going to move straight up to the rocks here, and hopefully support my guys who are going up to the hill and try and just basically shoot any of their tanks trying to get up the hill, and then position myself behind the rock, and so if anybody does get up the hill, I'll just harass them. That's my plan. Don't have very good gun depression though, so we'll see how we go. So you can see here we're doing 21 up a bit of a hill on the grass. It's not terrible. So straight line is tank's alright, it just turns really, really badly. So we can see an M4's been spotted up there, and look at the gun angle I can get on this. It's pretty darn good. Now, I don't have a shot, he's behind the rock, unfortunately. I'm going to speed it up to 2 times. I just do a blind shot there because I thought, oh, that M4 might have been waiting until he wasn't spotted and then was going to go back to the bush, but he's damaged. Did we hit him maybe? No, don't know. Anyway, I take the opportunity just to move across. I'll go back to normal speed now. I just thought, oh, there's not many tanks there, so I'm just going to move across. They really didn't contest the hill at all, and there's so many of us up here now, they're going to really pay for it. And when you're top tier, the gun on this thing is pretty devastating, really. So even though we don't have very good gun depression from this far back, we don't need it. So we did, it said 481, but we did 229 damage, someone else hit it at the same time. I've probably been proximity spotted by that KV1, so I decided to move back and then come up and see if we can get a shot on this M4 from another angle. Don't really have a shot, unfortunately. Oh, I can just see his turret. Oh, he's gone again. Just decided to take the shot anyway in case I get lucky, which I don't think I did. I've been spotted now. Don't know if it was by him or someone else. I decided not to back up too soon because I might just move straight back into artillery shot because I'm coming around from these big rocks here. And now I decide to just front up here, see if we can spot something. So I don't have binoculars or anything like that, so... I notice those tanks behind me back towards our cap. But there's enemy arty, so he probably just fired his gun, which is why he lit up. I do that too, I pop out when I'm already over there, fire, and then I pop back into cover again. But the thing is, when you fire, because you're close to the bush, everyone can see him. So now that I feel my back is a little bit safer, although the M12 has been spotted, I decided to come up and have a shot at this guy. And 288 is good damage, even though it's 320 average damage. He fires us and does 170 damage to us, so one day. Oh, we get a good hit. We actually really did do 334 that time, so that makes up for our terrible shot first time. I'm pretty sure he just shot my side turret. Yeah, that one went in the top deck. He was definitely aiming at the side turret. You can see the top deck, there's a hole in it. Anyway, KV2 just hit me because I came down the hill, put a big hit into me, and I destroyed him. Sorry, I kind of messed that part up here. I went down the hill to get the KB2, but he got a big hit into me for 361 with his HE shell, which I probably shouldn't have taken. But the SU decides, or SY, or whatever he's called, decided to come after us and paid the price for it. I don't think this guy's going to pin me, but he might be firing HE, so let's see. We get a good one in, 326, nice. He misses us as we back up. I'm a bit worried about letting him aim too well, so that's why I'm moving backwards and forwards a little bit, but I decide we've got to do something because our guys we're in trouble here. We've got to eliminate. We're going to try and eliminate this guy before backup arrives, so I'm just going looking for the front plate, so it's a nice flat surface, but we don't kill him. 312. I just got shot at by a T28 AT which bounced. Waiting for the reload. Come on, come on. Okay, we get that in, and we bounced the T28 AT again. So if he knew where to shoot us, we'd be dead. But he doesn't. We've only got, what have we got? 43 hit points. He hits us again. This time he tracks us. Yeah, so he's gone for the track. All we have to do is shoot the turret at the side. I just take a blind shot from a roundabout where I think the direction he was shooting at from. I'm going to use this for cover. Our guy's capping. I'm worried about, you see me there just looking at the back though, I'm worried about a tank coming around behind me here. But I'm also worried that if I try and manoeuvre, I'm going to get hit by the T28 AT in the side if I try and turn. I decide now though to take the chances and try and turn around behind this building, but the Panzer IV comes around the back at the right time, and I wear it and I die. And our KV-85 gets killed, so there's a grill, and we lose this game unfortunately. So it was a class 2, but we lost unfortunately. We also got a Top Gun and high caliber for that game. 1,161 damage, finished on top for our team. We did get Courageous Resistance though, so that brought our XP up to, let me add this up, 577 plus 334, that's about what, 911 XP is a class 2 in the tank. 13 shots fired, 10 hit, all of them penetrated, 1961 damage. We received 10 hits, bounced 5 of them, so we did have that KV-1 actually knew where to shoot us. And you can see KV-1, tier 5 heavy tank, can penetrate our tier 7 tank easily when he knows where to shoot. Damage blocked by armor 1120, so it did block a bit anyway. 6 damage, 6 destroyed, a little bit of assistance, not much. We earned not much. It doesn't earn a lot, this tank, but we did get the extra XP for our crew, which was 273. Okay, so the map is Ensk, and we're top tier again. I'm sorry about that. I thought this was a tier 8 game that I had to show you, but I didn't. I played about 6 games in this tank today. I haven't played a lot of games in this tank, and of the 6, these 3 that you're watching are 3 of the 6 games I played in today. Didn't have any games in it that I thought were bad. It's just too good a tank, when you, especially even. But anyway, when you are a tier down, it's still a good tank. I don't want you to think it's only good at top tier. It's good when you're a tier down. When you're 2 tiers down, you've got to be basically, you know, support, tank destroyer, hide in the bushes and fires. No point trying to go front line when you're down a bit. We spot the bishop there. I don't bother trying to take a shot at it because there's bigger fish to fry. So I'm being quite aggressive. I saw that there was a tank highlighted there, and I'm assuming it's going to move past, so I get ready to fire. Try and pull my turrets back behind the wall a little bit. And it is indeed the bishop, and we get a lucky shot into it there. 340, nearly killed it. I'm not going to bother trying to finish it off or anything. I think it actually kept moving a little bit after we hit it, so it's gone. I can see the T28 AT there, and I'm worried about him coming behind me. I just got spotting damage, or track damage on the bishop. Track damage it was, yeah, because it's been destroyed now. I just, like I say, look, I'm just putting the arm around, I'm not letting them see my turret, and boom, 400! Oh no, we did 243, somebody else hit it as well. It's Panzer IV there, who's a bit too clever for me. I wonder if that's the same Panzer IV in the last game. Wouldn't that be interesting? So, unfortunately, my teammates in this game aren't very good. So we get a good shot into that KV-1 there. We do take damage, though, from the KV-1. He's firing HE at us. And he did 217. That was a pretty good hit. Oh, no. A T28 AT just bounced off us, as well as that Panzer IV. The Panzer is firing HE as well, so how he bounced HE, I don't know. I got hit by the 25 AT again. He's keeping me permatracked now. He tracks me again. Not doing any damage to him, but he's tracking me. I can see the Tiger there is now shooting now. My teammates are awful. They haven't come to help. I'm now getting shot in the back. I'm in a really, really bad position. I've got the Tiger here trying to shoot me, so I wait for the Tiger, put one into the Tiger. He's tracked. He bounces off me. Now, fortunately, that tank that was shooting me was, I think, an autoloader. And he's run out of auto loads. So I'm just going to go after him. I fire, but I miss. I had to go down here anyway because I was worried about that Tiger just killing me from the side. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just going to go after him again now. I can angle the tank quite well here. I actually decide to side scrap here, which is, like I said, it's not a good idea. We managed to shoot that one. That was actually the STRV M442-50, whatever the hell that is. Some sort of Swedish medium tank, I guess. KV-1 was waiting for us and shot at us with heat, which bounced. He would have been much better off using the HE than he was using before. I mean, he'd be much better off shooting the turrets, but failing shooting the turrets, he should have shot, if he's going to use heat, yeah, he should have shot the turrets with that as well, but anyway. But it just shows you, this thing is a beast if they don't know where to shoot. Now, I decided to just chase these guys down, racing up here as fast as I can, which isn't fast, but we're doing 28, 29, not bad. Unfortunately, the one with all the hit points gets killed, so I'm not going to get the feast on him. The T28 HT, though... Oh no, I bounced. I ricocheted off him. I'm trying to cut him off so he can't get my back. He rams me and nearly kills himself. He does 200 damage to himself when he rams me. Put one into him. I'm trying to keep it close to him. We do another little ram. I get hit by the little British artillery, the T304, and we get the T28 AT. Now remember, the T28 AT has a better gun than we do. We don't have many. We only got 94 hit points left, so we're all one-shot kill here. The Tiger pops out too much though, and his lower plate isn't that tough as we know. So we get one through him. Here comes the FV304. Going to try and use this Tiger for a bit of cover. He does fire at me, but unfortunately for him, he misses. I've got a Hellcat behind me, but I've got to worry about this other guy coming around the corner. I don't know if the Hellcat realised this other guy was here as well. He was just so desperate to kill the little artillery, which really wasn't that much of a threat. So I reflex fire after the guy dies, which was a bad move on my part. Can we finish off this little IK? Yes, we can. He bounces off us. Only got 14 damage for hitting him, but here we are now, 94 hit points. They are capping. There is myself and the Hellcat left, and the J-Panther and the Grill on their team, and I think the J-Panther is on cap. So long as our Hellcat doesn't do anything silly, we should win it. But yeah, he drives a tank with absolutely fantastic camouflage, decides to drive straight at a tank with 95% and a fantastic gun. Now I tried firing through the wall there, somehow that shot missed. I don't really know how. Now here, I'm not going to bother side scraping because I figure this guy's still alive, he knows where to shoot. And we look there, he used a gold round and just punched through my lower plate even though it was angled, so nothing I could do about it, unfortunately. So that turned out to be a mastery game in the tank. We also got Top Gun and High Caliber. We finished on top for XP and damage and all that good stuff. How did we finish on top with only... How did we get mastery with only 797? Did we lose that game? Oh yeah, we did. Oh, okay, so I must have got... what do you call it? Courageous resistance, yeah. Alright. So 17 shots fired, 13 hit, 12 penetrated, so a good pen with top tier again. It does do pretty well though against tier 8s as well. Total damage 3063, hits received 19, only 6 of them penetrated. This thing's a beast when they don't know where to shoot. Damage blocked by armor 1880, vehicle spotted 3, damaged 8, destroyed 6, 149 assistance damage. Still didn't make that much money really, 21,000. And let me see now. XP 797 plus 443 is 1,100. 1,230 XP is mastery in the tank. Okay. Thank you for watching my review of the T28 Concept. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to Reginald ESQ. Have fun.